Hello guys, this is Edim Mhlongo speaking. I want to tell you about how Funza Lushaka works. This is the dedication of this video. I won't dwell much into how to apply to this Funza Lushaka bursary because there is already a good video that has well outlined how to apply for Funza Lushaka bursary. So I will firstly explain what is Funza Lushaka bursary. Funza Lushaka bursary is actually an NSFAS bursary. So it's not NSFAS funding, but it's NSFAS bursary. So Funza Lushaka is part of NSFAS, but it's a bursary. So this bursary is dedicated to students who want to pursue education degree in all phases and or grades. So Funza Lushaka bursary funds students who want to pursue a teaching degree, a Bachelor of Education degree in the first, second, third, or fourth year, or students who want to pursue a postgraduate certificate of education, PGCE. I'm sure most of you are familiar with that. I won't spend much time to explain about PGCE. If you don't know anything about PGCE, you may go to YouTube and look for other videos, or you can comment and then I will go and make another video. If you want me to do so, you can comment and I'll make another video especially to talk about PGCE, but I hope most of you are familiar with that. So I want to talk about when does Funza Lushaka start funding students, because this is the most terrible thing that students don't know. And myself, I'm one of the people who have been into YouTube and searching to find out when do they pay and how much do they pay students. So students have problems when it comes to this thing because there are no people who have made these videos available so far. So I'm here to explain to you how Funza Lushaka works. Funza Lushaka, it usually accepts you and let you know around middle of April, if you're a first year student, around middle of April, to tell you if you've qualified for this bursary. And then at the end of April, which is beginning of May, that's when they start to fund you. They give you what is called book allowance. Usually it's roughly around 8,000 rands. So that is book allowance in the beginning of May. Then in the end of May, which is beginning of June, then they give you the other amount. So let me tell you how actually this thing works. Funza Lushaka, when you're approved to be funded by Funza Lushaka sends money to your institution or a higher learning institution, which is your university. Yeah, for Bachelor of Education degree, obviously it's for universities around South Africa. So it releases what is called a capped amount. So I cannot be specific about the amount, but I can say it gives an average of roughly 100,000 rands, 100k. Yeah, it seems a lot of amount, but it's not it's not a lot. This amount covers everything. That's why they say it's capped. They give you this whole amount. So this whole amount, there will be a tuition fees, maybe I can say academic fees, residential fees, book allowance, and meal allowance in that same amount. So the best way to get at least a better amount, you have to, when you apply, you must check residence fees and check residencies which have a lesser fees. So and all your amount, when you minus your residence and your tuition fees, you are left with all the other amount is belonging to you. So if you find an affordable residence, you will be left with at least a better amount that can sustain you for the whole year. Remember, when they give you this money, they don't care anymore. They make sure that you push until the end of the year, whether you use it wisely or you don't use it wisely. So it's none of their business. So other students, they don't prefer to stay at rest. They go to find other residences, maybe other places to rent outside, which it's even more affordable, so they can be left with some money. So you can do your calculations and decide. But the best thing, if you're a first year student, you have to organize and plan your things on time before this time arrives, because in terms of residence, you must make sure you find a place before you are lost, before you can get maybe lesser amount, because of residencies or academic university residences their fees are slightly higher. So I will talk about second year, third or fourth year students. Funza Lushaka also funds you with what is so-called teaching practice allowance. So this teaching practice allowance, teachers, they have 2 sessions usually in a year where they perform teaching practicals. So they give you that 12,000 to do the teaching practicals for the whole year. This amount they give you somewhere around June. Yes, they give you somewhere around June. So this money is used for teaching practice. Some of you guys you want to travel to go to home. Maybe you are not near from the institution, and maybe for transport you do teaching practice. So this allowance is for that. You go there, you do teaching practice. The 12,000 rand is for second, third, or fourth year students, or those who are doing PGCE. They get this 12,000 rand. So I think now in terms of allowances, we are clear. We talked about the dates which they release, and we talk about the types of allowances that Funza Lushaka Bursary deals with. So I will talk about reapplication. If you are a second, if you are a returning student and you also want to use Funza Lushaka Bursary, you have to go to government e-service portal, which will take you straight to where you've applied before. If you have an account, you'll just do reapplication, and you need to have passed your module. Each module must be 55% upward. Then from then Funza Lushaka will continue with you. If you don't do that, Funza Lushaka drops you immediately. So you must be very serious with your academics. Let us talk now about what is left. I think it's only one thing that is left. Funza Lushaka, just before you finish your degree or your PGCE in your final year, you need to apply as the academic year is about to end. You have to apply, or if you have received, if you are done with all your academic activities for that year, you need to apply what is called placement request form. So placement request form is a form which you have to apply to be placed in a school. So through what is so-called provincial education department. So provincial education department will make sure that after your qualification, it will place you in a certain school to work there for the years that it has funded you. If it has funded you for 3 years, you have to work for 3 years. If it has funded you for 4 years, you have to work for 4 years. That's when you and your bursary deal, you will be done. If it funded you for 1 year, you have to work for 1 year in a public school. That's when you can say you and Funza Lushaka Bursary have done the deal. So yeah, I don't want to make this video too much long. What I wanted to say, I think it is said, and I like Funza Lushaka Bursary, guys, because the advantage is that after you pursue your degree or a PGCE, you don't have to go find for a job, or do CV and interview. No. Through a provincial education department, with that placement request form, they take you straight to a school that you need to be. So guys,